you know, Israel has taken power over the Gaza Strip at the moment just because of Palestine's self-defense, and we think that was wrong, just to control the whole of Gaza's population over just a small minority who are sending the missiles. Obviously,
they're causing a lot of people who are living there. They're cutting them off from supplies, from electricity, from things they need, supplies they need to survive.
And they're all innocent people. That's the most important thing. As in,
I think people have to recognise they're killing civilians here.
Free, free Palestine! Free, free Palestine! Free, free Palestine! Free, free Palestine!
Gaza is Palestinian territory, and it should be left that way. It should be kept free. It should have supplies should be allowed to enter Gaza so that people can survive.
Yeah, basically, it should have its
own
power.
What they're doing is murder, and it's terrorism in itself.
Free, free Palestine! Free, free Palestine! Free, free Palestine! Free, free Palestine! When do you want justice? When do you want it now? What do you want? Justice! When do you want it now? What do you want? Justice! When do you want it now? What do you want? Justice! When do you want it now?
I'm here for the Palestinians, basically, for what's happening in Gaza, and it's very upsetting, and there hasn't been a lot on the media about what's been going on, and I'm sure that today all that's going to be seen is the nutter that you just saw just before, and no actual intelligent person talking about what's going on in Palestine right now. It never gets a lot of coverage. There were marches with millions of people, and they said 10,000 people turn up. It never gets coverage.
Free, free Palestine!
Free, free Palestine!
This particular action of the Israelis is particularly striking, I think, and I think people are beginning, you know, a lot of people are saying that it's particularly savage. You know, I mean, you use words like collective punishments, and it sort of robs them of their meaning, but, you know, essentially what it means is punishing the innocent, you know, for a crime that because they were nearby, and it's exceptionally cruel, I think. You know. A concentration camp isn't, you know, it's perhaps too strong a word for Gaza, but it's getting close, you know. I'd like the British government to be honest, really, to acknowledge this cruelty of what's going on and to condemn it. You know. Something that they've never done, to tell and to use whatever. You know, we have a great deal of financial interest in Israel. I mean, as we are forced to do in South Africa, you know, withdraw those interests.
Free, free Palestine! Free, free Palestine! Free, free Palestine! Free, free Palestine! 1, 2, 3, 4.
You can see people of different faiths, different races are here protesting against the siege of Gaza. I think people are coming together to say enough is enough. Of course it is a war crime, and people, they have been learning about war crimes, especially this generation which did not see the sieges and the embargo and the war crimes during the Second World War, but this is now, we can see it live on news every day. And I think people are coming out to say enough is enough. People are coming from all corners of England, actually, all corners of UK. Yeah.
Occupation no more! 5, 6, 7, 8! We don't want a Zionist state!
The left has been saying for a long time now that Gaza is an open prison, and the prison breakout this week proves that to be true. So we need to put pressure on our government to demand that the Egyptian government let the people into Egypt, that the democracy movement and the huge strike wave in Egypt itself puts pressure on the Mubarak regime, and that we send a message to George Bush and to Gordon Brown that his policy towards Palestine is in dire need of radical overhaul, so that we give some support to the Palestinian people.
They invaded Palestine in the first place, and they expect they expect Palestinians to go easily. Well, of course they're going to fight back. What do they expect? They can't just. It's like someone invading your house and then telling you to live in the garage.
I'm here today just to show solidarity with the people of Gaza and the Palestinian people who've been suffering so long, and that's all I'm here to do, just to register a protest.
What do you want? Justice! What do you want it now? What do you want? Justice! What do you want it now?
The crime in Gaza could not be being committed by the Israelis without the support of the British and American governments. They now need to be speaking out loud and clear for an end to the blockade and an end to the humanitarian catastrophe. It's a tremendous turnout, several thousand people here as far as I can see, far more than expected, and it shows that there's a real anger about what is happening in Gaza and a broad desire to stand in solidarity with the Palestinian people.
End the siege of Gaza! End the siege now! End the siege of Gaza! End the siege now! End the siege of Gaza! End the siege now! End the siege of Gaza! End the siege now! End the siege of Gaza! End the siege now!
I think it's a really great turnout, a really brilliant turnout. I don't know what the organisers are saying, but I'd reckon there's probably a couple of thousand people here, which is called at short notice. It's not a national mobilisation, but it gives you a sense of how very angry people are about this question. And while a lot of the criticism has to be aimed at Israel for its disgusting, murderous policies against the Palestinians, it's also clear that there are other people who are to blame. Hosni Mubarak in Egypt should allow the Palestinians in, should stop sealing his border, and should stop supporting the Americans in the Middle East. George Bush funds Israel to the tune of $3 billion a year, and if that stopped now, then Israel would stop now, because it wouldn't be able to carry out these same kind of policies that it's carrying out. And Gordon Brown has a responsibility. As part of the EU, as part of the quartet, the Western countries have just stood by and watched the people of Gaza being starved of food, starved of medicine, now starved of electricity, and this has to stop. And it's the greatest crime that is going on in the world today. And until we recognise this and make our governments change their policy, it will continue. So I'm here today to show solidarity with the people of Gaza and to say that we need to get the Israelis out of Gaza, but also that the Palestinians need justice and peace if the Middle East is going to be peaceful in the future.
I've been given out Stop the War leaflets all day today for our demo on March the 15th, which is the 5th anniversary of the invasion of Iraq. And I arrived here 20 minutes before it started at 20 to 4, and there were 150 or 200 people already here chanting, so I knew it was going to be big. But we took 2,000 leaflets to give out, and we've given them all out already, so I think 3,000 people, maybe more.
What do you want? Freedom! What do you want it? Now! What do you want? Freedom! What do you want it? Now! What do you want? Freedom! What do you want it? Now! What do you want? Freedom! Now! The killers got the head! Freedom! Occupation no more!
A large number of people have turned out today, probably 1,500 to 2,000, to express their abhorrence at the encirclement of Gaza by Israel, the denial of food, water, medical aid and necessary fuel to keep the generators going. Cancer patients are being denied the right to leave, and another generation of Palestinians is growing up in a prison. This is a recipe for disaster, for now and for the long term. I admire those that have managed to break down the wall and get into Egypt in order to get necessary supplies. We're demanding a lifting of the blockade, recognition of the Palestinian state and negotiations with Hamas. We're here today because we want peace. You won't achieve peace without justice for the Palestinian people.
We demand freedom for Palestine, because what they are doing is a crime. Now take out the time to focus on the real criminal mind, the one behind the real breaches of the rights of mankind. Essential supplies cannot arrive in time to save those in the hospitals in Gaza or Palestine. We cry out for the drama in Gaza, for all the innocents who died at the hands of the real terrorists, that is the Israeli soldiers invading our borders with the reign of disorder. We cry out for order. We cry out for our rights to live on our own land. Try to understand. Stop allowing us to die at their hands.
Free Gaza! 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 Free Gaza!
We're here today to show our solidarity with the people who are suffering in Gaza, who are already being they're ignored already for I think over a year. They're laid to a siege, to a brutal siege. Many people have died already, and it's something the international community has to realize that they can't. It's not something you can just solve like that by punishing, making collective punishment and making a whole nation suffer. It has to realize the cause of the conflict here, which is the whole establishment of the Zionist state, which calls itself Israel. I mean, the whole Zionist state really has no place in Judaism. As a matter of fact, it's completely contrary to everything we stand for, and our faith and everything. And this is the root cause of the problems. And the only solution really is to the full dismantlement of the Zionist state, the dismantlement of making at least we can live together, the Jews and Palestinians alike, like they always have for centuries and centuries, before the ugly face of Zionism came along and divided the communities. This is something that we want the world to realize, for the sake of the Jewish people as well as for the sake of Palestinians. A one-state solution is the only solution. Anyone thinks otherwise is making a grave mistake.
Palestine, don't you cry!
Palestine, don't you cry!
We shall